Hacks and homebrews have been about for many years, and I'd picked up a few of them nearly 20 years ago for the Dreamcast. Beats of Rage for the Sega Dreamcast is a collection of homebrew games that take an original idea of a game or character to make something new. In this compilation we'll see a handful of beat-em-ups, not like you've seen before. But, are they any good? Let's have a little look. On this disc there are 6 games to choose from. They are Beats of Rage, Mega Man War of the Past, Road Rash Revolution, Kill Ryu 2, and Joe and Mac. First up is Beats of Rage. At the time of release, fans of Streets of Rage were still hanging on to a hope that Sega would make a Streets of Rage 4. A team of people put together what they would consider viable. The story hasn't changed from any other Streets of Rage game except Mr. X has been changed for Mr. Y. You can choose from 3 characters: Cooler Gem, Max Bacon, and Mandy Blueguard. A play on the original names, which are Cooler Diamond, Maxima, and Blue Mary. The graphics immediately pop with great colours and background design. The character sprites are huge and perform relatively well, but they all have limited moves. You have your basic flurry attack and jump kick, and a grapple move where you can repeatedly hit your opponent or throw them. But the ability to vault over an opponent isn't here. This applies to all characters. Special moves are available by pressing the direction twice followed by an attack, and if you're surrounded you can use your single button special. Most characters and enemies are from the King of Fighters series, just to keep it all looking the same graphically and scale wise. The choice of playable characters, I have to say, isn't the sort I would have chosen, but they are okay I suppose. There's a great upbeat soundtrack and most, if not all, sound effects are from Streets of Rage series. The screams from the female enemies get annoying fast. There's an unlockable mode once you have completed it, but I didn't get that far. It's not a bad game, but it doesn't make me want to carry on and complete it. It's a great attempt at a new beat 'em up, but not something I'd want to go back to too often. Mega Man War of the Past is a game that goes from a side-scrolling platform game to a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Playable characters are Mega Man, Proto Man, Roll Casket, and Duo. Although this looks like a nice game, it doesn't feel like one. Character moves are very basic and the enemies don't seem to fit for a beat-em-up, especially the tiny enemies. Again, this uses sound effects from Streets of Rage, and the soundtrack is good, but this game got boring very quick. There isn't enough moves and it just doesn't feel right. It's far better sticking to being a platform game rather than a beat-em-up. This is a good idea, but taking sprites and the moves and pasting them onto a different type of game doesn't work. It would have to be built from scratch. Evidence of this type of thing can be seen in The Mask in Streets of Rage 2. Road Rash Revolution is an interesting one. You might think you'll be racing against other races and avoiding traffic, but not here you won't. This is a beat 'em up too. Although quite funny, this soon gets boring as there's nothing to do except punch and kick, and even jump. And your character is strong as fuck, as they can lift the rider and the bike and throw them over the head. It uses the same graphics and music from the Mega Drive, which is fine, but it's not a game you could tolerate to the end. If there is one. Kill Ryu. This game is pretty bland. Although everything looks nice, it doesn't play great. Ryu's moves are limited to a Street Fighter moveset, which is a bit shit after a while. The music didn't fit the game and the sound effects are pretty crap too. Kill Ryu 2 is no different, it's still the same old bollocks. You can also choose from me Honda, but honestly I couldn't be asked going any further to even bother trying. Hadouken! Yeah! Sorry! Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninjas, placed a pair of them in the beat 'em up environment where it looks good, but again the moveset is a bit bleak. When grappling an enemy it looks like you've just grabbed his cock. Pleasure or pain, you decide. It's not just cavemen you fight, there's also dinosaurs, and if you don't want to fight them, you can always suck them off. Everything here looks really nice, just some character attacks could do with some tweaking, and having its own sound effects set instead of the Streets of Rage ones would really alter this game. Not too bad for a bit of fun though.